I died choking on my own blood in the snow. My sister's lies echoing in my ears like a bad country song. The last thing I saw was her face, twisted in fake sorrow as she whispered, "It was an accident. Ellie, Mom didn't mean it." But I knew better. That accident was her knife in my back. Literal and figurative. After years of her playing the golden child, while I scraped by on scraps. And then, like some twisted reboot of a Lifetime movie, I woke up gasping in my old twin bed. The calendar on my wall screaming March 15th, 2023, 2 years before that frozen night in the driveway. My heart hammered like I'd just chugged a Red Bull during finals week. But I forced myself to sit up slow. The familiar creak of the mattress springs grounding me. The room smelled like stale pizza and vanilla candles. My high school posters peeling at the edges, proof this wasn't some fever dream. I'd been 25 then, fresh out of community college with a crap job at the local diner, dreaming of escaping this Rust Belt hellhole in upstate New York. Now, I was 23 again, the scars from that future betrayal itching like phantom limbs under my skin. Sarah, my big sis, the one who'd swan-dived back into our lives after ditching us for bigger things in the city, hadn't even shown up yet. But I knew the script. She was coming, bags packed with crocodile tears and a hidden agenda that would end with me homeless, heartbroken, and eventually dead. I swung my legs over the bed, bare feet hitting the threadbare carpet. Mom was downstairs, probably nursing her third coffee of the morning, oblivious to the storm about to hit. Or maybe not oblivious, God. The memories flooded back like bile. How she'd chosen Sarah every time, ever since Dad bailed when I was 10. Your sister's got dreams.
Ellie.
You're tough. You can handle it. Handle the double shifts to pay her gambling debts? Handle the whispers at school when Sarah's modeling gigs turned out to be something seedier?
Yeah.
I'd handled it until it broke me. Until that night she handed me the eviction notice. Tears in her eyes, but steel in her voice. Sarah needs a fresh start here. You need to figure things out on your own. I padded to the mirror, staring at the younger version of myself, freckles across my nose, that stubborn chin, eyes still holding a spark that wouldn't die for 2 more years. Not this time, I whispered, my voice rough from disuse. This was my second chance, a glitch in the universe's shitty code. And I wasn't wasting it on forgiveness or family therapy bullshit. No. This time, I'd make them feel the burn. Slow. Calculated. The kind of revenge that leaves scars you can't hide with makeup or money. But first, I had to play the part. Hook, line, and sinker. Downstairs, the kitchen was a war zone of unwashed mugs and takeout containers. Mom hunched over the Formica table like she carried the weight of Buffalo winters on her shoulders. Rita Harlan, 52, going on ancient, her dye-job red hair frizzing in the humidity, even in March. She looked up as I shuffled in, grabbing a Pop-Tart from the counter. Morning.
Kiddo.
Sleep okay?
Yeah.
Fine. I bit into the pastry, the strawberry filling too sweet, cloying like false promises. In my old life, I'd have gushed about my shift at the diner, asked about her NA meeting. Now, I chewed slow, watching her fidget with her lighter. She was cleanish these days, but the itch never left. Heard from Sarah? Her face lit up like I'd flipped a switch, predictable as a Steelers game on Sundays.
Oh.
Honey. Yes, she's driving up tomorrow. Finally putting that fancy life behind her. Says she needs support. Family time. The word hung there, laced with the subtext I now knew by heart. My support. Not yours. I nodded, forcing a smile that didn't reach my eyes. That's great.
Mom.
She deserve it. Deserve it. The irony burned hotter than the coffee she poured me. Sarah, 27, with her Instagram-perfect facade, yoga poses in Central Park, brunches with influencers who were really just trust fund leeches. She'd blown through Dad's life insurance like confetti at a parade, then ghosted us until she hit rock bottom. Drugs. A bad breakup. Some shady business that left her broke and desperate. Back then, I'd believed her sob story. Opened my arms and my wallet. Let her crash on my couch. Covered her therapy sessions that were really just spa days. And in return, she'd whispered poison in Mom's ear. Convinced her I was the deadbeat leeching off the family. Ellie's unstable.
Mom.
Always has been. Remember that time she totaled the car? She's dragging you down. Lies. All of it. The car? Sarah's drunk joyride. Pinned on me because I was home late from work. But Mom bought it. Hook and all. Kicked me out with a duffel bag and a good luck. I ended up in a shelter, spiraling into depression that culminated in that snowy night, slipping on ice in the driveway of the house I'd grown up in, head cracking on the frozen gravel. Or so the cops ruled it. Accidental. But I'd seen Sarah's shadow in the window, her hand on Mom's shoulder as they watched me bleed out. No ambulance call until it was too late. I rinsed my mug, the hot water scalding my fingers, a welcome pain. I'll make chili tonight. Her favorite. Mom beamed, clueless. Phase 1, lure them in. Make them think nothing's changed. But inside, gears were turning. I had 2 years' worth of future knowledge, Sarah's secrets. The ones she'd buried deeper than Dad's old toolbox in the garage. The affair with Mom's AA sponsor that started the gambling spiral. The modeling that was really escorting, complete with Polaroids she'd stashed in a safety deposit box downtown. And the big one, the embezzlement from her old job at that Manhattan firm, the kind that could land her in federal prison if the IRS ever connected the dots. By evening, the house felt smaller, walls closing in like they knew what was coming. I chopped onions, the knife steady in my hand, practice for sharper cuts later. Mom chattered about Sarah's glow-up, how she'd changed. Bullshit, I thought, wiping tears from the fumes. Sarah hadn't changed, she'd just gotten better at hiding the rot. My phone buzzed. A text from my old coworker. Jess, heard Sarah's coming back. You okay? I typed back. All good. Family first. Lies. Sweet as that damn Pop-Tart. Night fell heavy. The kind of upstate dark where streetlights flicker like dying fireflies. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling cracks that mapped out my plan like a roadmap to hell. Step 1. Document everything. I'd start a journal. Digital this time, hidden in the cloud. Encrypted. Photos. Recordings. Timestamps. Step 2. Alliances. Jess could be useful. She hated Sarah's guts after that party where Sis stole her boyfriend. And then there was Uncle Ray, Dad's brother. The one Mom cut off after the funeral. He'd always seen through Sarah's charm. But the real play? Infiltrate. When Sarah arrived, I'd be the doting little sister. Help her unpack. Listen to her woes. All while slipping in questions like razors under silk. How's that job going? Sis? Still killing it in the city. Watch her squirm. Probe for cracks. And when the betrayal brewed, because it would, same as before, I'd be ready. Not with fists or screams. That was too easy. Too American Gothic.
No.
I'd use the system. Lawyers, cops, the IRS turn their own weapons against them. Controversial?
Hell yeah.
Exposing your sister's sex work to her new sponsors? Digging up mom's old DUIs to tank her custody dreams? It'd paint me as the villain in their eyes. The vengeful harpy. But screw optics. This was survival.
Round 2.
Sleep came fitful. Dreams of snow and blood morphing into Sarah's laugh, echoing like a bad echo. Morning broke gray. And with it, the crunch of tires on gravel. She was here early, impatient. Always. I heard Mom squeal from the porch. The hug that swallowed rooms. I smoothed my shirt, took a breath that tasted like gunpowder. Showtime. Sarah swept in like a tornado in Lululemon. Her blonde extensions swinging. Designer duffel thumping the floor. Ellie, oh my God. Look at you still rocking that tomboy vibe. She pulled me into a bear hug. Perfume cloying as her lies. Up close, I saw the tells. The twitch in her left eye. The overbright smile. Drugs? Stress? Didn't matter. I hugged back, tight enough to feel her ribs. Missed you,
Sis.
welcome home. Mom bustled around, brewing tea like it was a goddamn debutante ball. We settled in the living room, the sagging couch swallowing us whole. Sarah launched into her tale. Woe is me. A city chewed her up. Ex was a monster. Job went south. But I'm done with that noise. Time to rebuild. With you guys. Her hand on Mom's knee, eyes flicking to me like I was an afterthought. Hook set. I nodded along, playing the fool. Sounds rough. What happened with the firm? You were, like, executive something. Her laugh tinkled.
Forced. Oh.
Just corporate BS. Layoffs. Nothing juicy. Liar. I knew the juice. She'd siphoned client funds for her coke habit, left a paper trail wider than the Erie Canal. But I let it slide, offered to run her a bath. You must be beat from the drive. Upstairs. As water ran, I rifled her bag, quick,
Quiet.
lipsticks, tampons, a burner phone tucked in the side pocket. I powered it on, heart racing. Text to babe, in Buffalo. Lay low. Got the cash? And to fixer. Need alibi for March 23. That slip up. My blood ran cold. March 23, the month of my accident. She'd planned it. Covered tracks before it even happened.
Or. Wait.
In my timeline, it was 25. Timeline's blurring? No. This burner was old. Messages from 2 years ago. But she was holding on to it.
Why?
I snapped photos. Uploaded to my secure drive. Evidence pile 1. Downstairs. She emerged glowing. Robe cinched tight. You're a lifesaver.
El.
We ate chili. Mom gushing. Me watching. That night, as she claimed my old room, just for a bit. Promise, I crashed on the couch. Plotting. The betrayal was coming. I could smell it. Sharp as ozone before a storm. But this time, when Mom handed me that notice, I wouldn't crumble. I'd walk away calm, leaving them to choke on their panic. Days blurred into a tense domesticity. Sarah nesting like a cuckoo in a robin's nest. She charmed Mom with brunches at the corner diner, my old haunt, where Jess shot me side eyes over the coffee pot. What's her game? Ellie? Last time she was here, she borrowed your tips. I shrugged it off publicly. But privately?
Jess was in.
Keep an ear out, I texted. Record if she trash talks me. Sarah's cracks showed quick. Late nights on her phone, whispering about deals that sounded more like debts. One morning, I caught her in the garage, rifling Dad's old safe. Empty now. But she didn't know that. Looking for something? I leaned in the doorway. Casual. She startled, slamming it shut. Just nostalgia. Dad's tools. Her eyes darted. Pupils pinpricks. Hi. Or hiding. You remember that watch he left you? The gold one. Gone years ago. Pawned by Mom for blackjack. But Sarah's fishing for leverage. Maybe to sell a sob story.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I let her sweat. Change the subject to job hunting. I could hook you up at the diner.
Part-time.
Easy. Her nose wrinkled. Princess to waitress?
Nah.
I'm thinking bigger. Mom mentioned that community center gig. Helping with events. The center, where Mom volunteered. The one spot she clung to for normalcy. Sarah angling in. Already. By week 2, the air thickened. Mom's meeting skipped, replaced by girls' nights with Sarah, wine, and whispers that left me on the outside. I played along. Cooking, cleaning, the dutiful daughter. But I dug. Drove to the bank in Rochester. Flashed ID for that safety deposit box. Turns out, Sarah had listed me as co-signer in a drunken haze years back. Inside, photos. Grainy but damning. Her with older men. Timestamps from hotel lobbies. And a ledger. Handwritten. Fudged expenses from the firm. Totaling 6 figures. My hands shook as I copied it all. Heart a war drum. This wasn't just revenge, it was justice. Cold and American as apple pie with arsenic. But controversial? Exposing your own blood? The tabloids would eat it up. Sisters' feud turns deadly. Family secrets spill. I'd be the whistleblower. The betrayer of betrayers. Fine by me. Then the first shoe dropped. Mom called me into the kitchen one rainy afternoon. Sarah hovering like a vulture in yoga pants. Ellie.
Sit.
We need to talk. Her voice wobbled. Eyes red-rimmed. Sarah's hand on her back.
Steadying.
Here it comes. You're such a rock.
Kiddo.
But Sarah. She's struggling. Needs space to heal. Heal.
Right.
The house is tight. Your lease is up at that efficiency. Why not move in with Jess? Just temporary. The notice was on the table. Typed neat. Notarized. Eviction. Polite as pie. In my old life, I'd begged. Cried, Mom. Please. I can't afford it. She'd hardened. Sarah murmuring. It's for the best. I'd stormed out. Numb. Into that February chill that became my end.
Now?
I scanned it slow. Let the silence stretch. Mom fidgeted. Sarah's smile faltered. Okay, I said, folding it neat. No tears. No scene. Just calm. Like I'd expected the weather report. Mom blinked. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll pack tonight. I stood. Grabbed my keys. Walked to the door.
Paused.
Love you both. The words tasted like ash. but they landed like grenades. Panic bloomed on their faces, Mom's mouth agape. Sarah's eyes widening like saucers. Ellie? Wait. Mom started, but I was out. Door clicking shut soft as a coffin lid. In the rear view, as I backed down the drive, I saw them clustered at the window. Sarah clutching Mom's arm. Whispers frantic. What have we done? She's not fighting back. Good. Let it fester. The hook was mine now. I crashed at Jess's. A cramped apartment above a laundromat that smelled like dryer sheets and regret. But it was freedom, sharp and sweet. Spill, Jess demanded over cheap beer. Her tattooed arms crossed. I did, halting at first, then pouring it out like whiskey. The death. The rebirth. The dirt on Sarah. Jess's jaw dropped, then hardened. That bitch. I got your back. What's the play? Patience, I said, sketching on a napkin. Step 3. Leak the leaks. Anonymous tips to the IRS. That firm in Manhattan. A concerned family member emailed to Mom's AA group about Sarah's habits. And the big one, Uncle Ray. I called him that night. Voice steady. Uncle, it's Ellie. Need your help. Family's gone toxic.
Ray?
Grizzled ex-cop in Pittsburgh. Listened without interrupting. Knew that girl was trouble since she was knee-high. What's the angle? I laid it out, the embezzlement, the photos, the setup. Not asking for vigilante shit.
Just.
Back up. If it goes south. Gotcha.
Niece.
Blood's blood. But truth's thicker. We planned. He'd dig into Sarah's city records.
Pull strings at the precinct.
Contingency for if they came at me hard. Weeks ticked by. The city oblivious as spring thawed the Finger Lakes. I landed a better gig. Barista at a hipster spot in town. Tips fat from college kids. Saved every penny. Eyes on an apartment of my own. But the real high? Watching the fallout from afar. Mom's texts. Come home.
Talk this out.
Sarah sis. You're overreacting. Mom's distraught.
Distraught?
Try desperate. I ghosted them. Let silence do the work. Then the calls started. IRS first, subpoena for Sarah's accounts. Her consulting side hustle flagged. She bolted to Mom's, wailing about audits.
Mom.
Cornered. Left voicemails. Ellie. What did you do? Sarah says it's your jealousy. Jealousy.
Cute.
I saved them all. Timestamps gold. The center gig? Sarah's interview tanked when the director got wind of her past indiscretions. Anonymous tip. Courtesy of Jess's gossip network. She spiraled, snapping at Mom over dinner. Old habits resurfacing. I pictured it. Wine bottles multiplying. Mom's resolve cracking like thin ice. My decision point came mid-May. A humid night that stuck to your skin like guilt. Uncle Ray called. Got dirt. Sarah's burner? Linked to a hit on that ex. Not murder, but assault. Paid some lowlife to rough him up. And your accident? She paid off the tow guy to salt the drive light. Slippery when wet.
Huh.
Rage boiled. Hot as Lake Ontario in July. The betrayal deepened. She'd engineered my death. Covered it as misfortune. Controversial move. Go public? Drag the family name through the Buffalo News? Expose Mom's enabling as accessory? Or private hell? Confront? Watch them crumble from within? I chose hybrid. Drove to the house unannounced. The old Chevy rumbling like thunder. They were on the porch. Sarah chain-smoking. Mom nursing a flask. Ellie, Mom gasped.
Standing.
Sarah froze. Cig dangling. We need to talk, I said, voice even. Stepped out. Folder in hand, copies of everything. Photos. Ledgers. Ray's prelim report. All of it.
Now.
Sarah sneered first. That old mask slipping. What? Your little revenge tour? Pathetic. Mom. Tell her to leave. But Mom's eyes darted to the folder. Color draining. What's that? Truth. I spread it on the picnic table. Pages fluttering in the breeze. Your daughter's a thief. A liar. And, surprise, a would-be killer. That night in the snow. Not an accident. She made sure I'd slip. Lies exploded, Sarah shrieking denials. Mom hyperventilating. Ellie?
No.
She wouldn't. But the evidence piled, inexorable as a Great Lake squall. Sarah lunged for the papers. I sidestepped.
Calm.
Touch them. And I call Ray. Cups en route. The fight dragged. Ugly and American. Accusations flying like spitballs in a schoolyard brawl. Sarah confessed in fragments. High on desperation. You were always in the way. Mom needed me. Not your dead-end life. Mom sobbed. Clutching her rosary, lapsed Catholic guilt hitting hard. I didn't know. Baby. God. What have I done? Twist hit like a sucker punch. Mom's voice cracked, revealing her own buried secret.
Sarah. She told me about the watch.
Said you stole it. Pawned it yourself. I believed her because I needed to. After your dad. I couldn't lose her too. Not just enabling, complicity born of fear. She'd known about the salting. Turned a blind eye for family unity. The woman who'd raised me, broken by loss. Choosing the shiny lie over the steady truth. Controversy piqued my call. Forgive? Walk. No, extract. Sign this. Waiver for the house title, half to me.
Outright.
And therapy. Both of you. Real shit. Not spa days. Or it all goes public. Front page. Buffalo Sisters' dark secrets. They signed. Hands trembling. Sarah's eyes burned hate, but defeat won. Mom's? Gratitude. Twisted with shame. You're stronger than us.
Ellie.
Always were. I left them there. Papers in pocket. Dawn breaking pink over the rooftops. Not happily ever after, scars don't fade that fast. But justice? Close enough. I drove to Jess's. New keys jangling my apartment. Paid in full. Second life. First real win. And as the sun climbed, I breathed free. The panic there's to choke on forever.